Today we're checking out the Cyrusher Rover all-terrain fat tire e-bike. This style is the kind of fat tire electric mountain bike that has been really popular. We've reviewed a couple of bikes similar to this design.
A very popular style, the fat tire with the full suspension. If you're going to be doing mountain bike things, it's a good combination of parts for sure.
Cyrusher is a brand that we haven't reviewed yet, but definitely heard about it. They have a couple of different models that have been popular. Okay, so let's go over all the features. So here we have the 20 by 4 inch puncture resistant knobby tires, and it has the all-terrain tread. So perfect for handling all kinds of terrain from pavement to some off-road. Here we have the oil spring front suspension fork with the preload and the lockout adjustment over there. We got Logan hydraulic disc brakes with a 180 millimeter rotor.
We have a very bright front integrated headlight.
Got a generic rubber grip over here, left mounted thumb throttle, display controls, center mounted color LCD display, and a Shimano 7-speed shifter. Now for power, we have a UL certified 52 volt, 15.6 amp hour removable battery, integrated right inside of the frame right there.
Because 52 volt, I can assume that it'll be a very punchy bike.
Here is the rear suspension shock. The brand is Maroka. Not quite sure what that is, but it is also an oil spring shock. We have a Cyrusher branded saddle seat over here. Looks pretty comfortable. And you have the ventilation right there in the center.
Yeah, it's to vent, just to push air up there so that way you don't get all sweaty. Very good design for rear suspension on these bikes. If they just do the shock to a base, like the basic suspension shock that they use on mountain bikes, in combination of this and that, it makes it feel like it has more suspension travel than it does.
Got the integrated brake lights. This is a really nice feature, nice and bright, has the brake functionality when you squeeze the levers. And yeah, I mean, you could see it from the sides, you could see it from the rear. So riding this at night should be no issue whatsoever. A look at the hydraulic disc brakes in the rear. And then for power, we have a 750 watt rated 1400 watt peak rear hub motor.
It also has a torque sensor on the motor, which gives you a more natural feeling when pedaling. The power comes in very smooth.
Here's the 7-speed derailleur back there. So no chain guard. And interestingly enough, no front or rear fenders. So that's probably something that you have to buy separately on the site. Seems a little bit of an oversight to not include it for something that's designed to be for off-road.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely looks like there is something that mounts up here, whether it be a fender or a rack or something, or both. Yeah, definitely would be nice to have the fenders, especially in the front. I know riding mountain bikes in the past, just getting snow and rocks and whatever road debris being flung up in your face while you're riding is never fun.
And the total weight of this bike is 87.3 pounds. Kind of heavy.
Definitely would not want to carry this upstairs. Good positive is the battery does come out, so you can lose a little bit of weight if you take the battery out and take it out separately.
Okay, so now that we've gone over all the features of the Cyrusher Rover, let's take it out for its first ride.
Let's do it.
The Rover features an aluminum alloy frame, and its 26 by 4 inch all-terrain fat tires can tackle trails, snow, and city streets. At 87.3 pounds, it's no lightweight, which adds to its stability, but might be a challenge to store or transport. The UL certified 52 volt, 15.6 amp hour battery is seamlessly integrated into the frame, and its removable design is a nice touch for convenience. The integrated headlight and bright taillights with brake functionality are standout features, especially if you're planning night rides. While the overall design is similar to other fat tire e-bikes, it leans more heavily into its off-road aesthetic. The Rover features a 750 watt motor that peaks at 1400 watts, and paired with a torque sensor, the motor delivers a natural and responsive pedal assist experience. The bike tops out at 28 miles per hour, but you'll need to unlock the top speed, which is a minor inconvenience for those who want maximum performance right out of the box. The oil spring suspension fork and rear shock do a decent job of soaking up bumps, though lightweight riders may find the suspension a bit too stiff. According to the website, the 52 volt battery offers up to 62 miles, depending on factors like terrain, rider weight, and pedal assist level. The Rover is built for off-road capability, and it shows in its design. The hydraulic disc brakes with 180mm rotors provide reliable stopping power, giving you confidence on steep descents. The 7-speed Shimano drivetrain is straightforward and ideal for tackling a range of elevations. The bike's heft and size might be intimidating for some riders, especially if you're dealing with tight storage spaces or looking to transport it often. However, the fat tires and balanced frame make it surprisingly easy to maneuver on trails and city streets.
All right, first ride with the Cyrusher Rover. And this is a step over bike, so it's going to be a little bit big for me, but pretty sure I can get on it. Okay, so 1 foot on the pedal, 1 foot on the ground, no issues. Saddle is at its lowest setting. Let's get right into it. We'll start with pedal assist level 1, no throttle. It's a very subtle power delivery. Maybe a little too subtle because this bike is a little bit heavy. So I think if you're just riding it casually through the bike lane, this might be fine. But I think it needs a little bit more power for the weight of this bike. So we'll put it on power level 3. Still no throttle. Yeah, that's much better. Just a more natural power to weight ratio, I think. You definitely feel these fat tires gripping the road here in this parking lot. A lot of ice and snow on the ground, but I feel like it's getting some pretty decent traction. And suspension wise, I think it might be a little too stiff for my weight. It's probably meant for a heavier rider. But otherwise, pretty comfortable. All right, let's bump it up to pedal assist level 5. We'll give it some throttle here. All right, plenty of power off the line. Squeezing the brakes. Give it some throttle and some pedaling power. Oh yeah. Takes a little bit to get to top speed, but it gets there. So I think this is probably meant for, off-road trails. We'll have Sully test it on the trail soon. But if you're just riding it to commute with, and you want to ride it in the snow, like here in Michigan, where there's maybe it takes some time to pave the roads, I think this will easily kind of tackle that kind of terrain. No issues riding it through a city. I'm enjoying the controller tune on this thing. Now let's test out the brakes. I'll go all the way back here, holding down the throttle, trying to hit that top speed. Again, I'm getting capped at about 20 miles per hour here. And we'll just squeeze the brakes. It stopped me. Definitely had to kind of really pull the levers down almost to my knuckles. All right, power level 5. Got some pedal assist. We got some throttle. And yeah, just like really good controlled power delivery. I gotta be careful here because it is icy. The tires are gripping the road. I think the suspension is just a little bit stiff, especially the rear. I'm feeling all these bumps, and it's not really the bumpiest parking lot, but I am feeling all of that. So I don't know. It's probably meant for heavier riders for sure. Let's try to go up this hill over here. Let's go this way. Well, go up the hill. Oh, and we made it. Yeah. And yeah, it is tackling this icy, snowy hill, grass underneath, and it is gripping. I'm going a little bit slow. I don't want to slip out here. But no issues with the traction. That's a good sign. So yeah, I mean, if you're riding it in rough terrain like this is probably the bike to do it with. All right, let's go down this hill. Got to be careful here. Woo! And off the curb. No problem. Yeah, this is fun. I mean, this is the type of bike you want to ride in weather like this. 10 degrees. Snow, ice. This thing can definitely handle it. All right, first impressions with the Cyrusher Rover. Yeah, pretty pleasant ride. It does feel heavy. I don't know how to explain it. Maybe it's the tires or the geometry of the bike, but you definitely feel the weight of this thing. That's why I had it on pedal assist level 3 when I was doing pedal only. The power to weight ratio felt right at 3. Again, you could ride it through the city if you wanted to. It's probably appropriate for this kind of weather right now. So if you live in a climate like Michigan and maybe you commute to the city, maybe they don't pave the roads that well, this will get you to where you need to go easily. Fenders would have been nice, if it was raining. Like having fenders included with the bike feels just like an oversight, but I think this would be really, really good in the trail. So I can't wait to see what Sully does.
Good little test here through the woods. It's a little icy, so I'm gonna have to take it a little slow. We'll see what we can do here without sliding out. Oh yeah, it's slick. But yeah, the fat tires really eating up the terrain. I don't feel like I'm gonna slide out, even though I'm on literally a sheet of ice. I always forget which one's the rear brake on these. But yeah, the suspension really eating it up. It is really slippery though. Like really slippery. Yeah. That is a bad idea. I can tell you that right now. Be walking it. Okay. Oh yeah, definitely tons of power. It just absolutely, if you're using the thumb throttle and not the pedal assist, it just does a burnout on this ice. Yeah, super stable. Handles all the bumps like a champ. I'm going 17 miles an hour on snow and ice, and I don't feel like I'm gonna slip out or fall. The suspension really eating up all the bumps. I'm sure my back will be covered after this. But yeah, overall, I mean, pedal assist or throttle only, I mean, it absolutely eats these trails up like they're nothing. Just pedal assist here. No throttle whatsoever for this one. Coming through up and over the branches, turning on ice. Big roots. Tight gaps. That's another thing too with this bike is the handlebars are pretty narrow, which makes it a really good trail bike. Because when you get those like really close together trees, if you have like really wide mountain bike bars, you get caught on them. Oh, I hope you got that one, Rick. Holy crap, that was close. Yeah, ice is no joke, man. As you can hear, that's the rear tire. Yeah, it is slick. I'm just slipping and sliding up this trail here. Oh, oh boy. Yeah, the mountain bike, I'm definitely gonna have to go on the other trail. Oh, okay. All right, now we're coming to the end of the trail here. You know, my final thoughts on it, man. I mean, what a good trail rig, especially maybe if you're somewhere like sandy, or like, you know, these types of conditions, or even just off-road in general, just like single track. Yeah, I feel like this would be a really good bike for people wanting to use it for something like that. And then also on the street, it's really well behaved as well. So yeah, overall, great bike, love it. Don't love the ice though.
So here's what we like. The fat tires and full suspension system make it a solid choice for tackling rough terrain, snow, and even ice. The bright, integrated taillights with brake functionality add an extra layer of safety, especially for night riders. And the controller tune provides a smooth and natural pedal assist experience. But here's some things to consider. At 87.3 pounds, it's a challenge to transport and store. No integrated front or rear fenders means you'll get splashed in wet or muddy conditions. You'll need to unlock the top speed, which might frustrate riders who want full power right out of the box. and the suspension may not provide optimal comfort for lighter riders. Overall, the Cyrusher Rover is a decent, fat tire electric mountain bike. It's packed with features like a 52-volt battery, a torque sensor, and suspension that can handle almost any terrain. While its weight and locked top speed might be drawbacks for some, the overall performance and versatility make it worth considering. So, is the Cyrusher Rover your next adventure e-bike, or do you want more? Let us know in the comments below, and we'll see you guys in the next video.